Wow, it's a cold, not only cold or wet Saturday right here in the beautiful Lagos, Nigeria. You're listening to the recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. And welcome, welcome, welcome. 4 minutes gone past the hour, 4 o'clock. We do this till about 5:50. Yeah, 5:50. And here on the recap, you know how we do it. We talk about some of the stories that have made headlines during the week. And as always, I have here with me Dr. Anonoga, where is gonna be analyzing some of these issues. As always, how we do it right here on the recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Amina Ojelabi, and it's good. Don't change the dial. Good to have you all here. So right now, let's head right into the stories. First, the headlines, like I take on edited headlines, so you are going to understand the story proper. The first is Anambra election. And the caption is, "We will carry out Tinubu's command." Governor Basi Otu assures Okachuku. That's going to be our first, what we're going to be talking about. And now we're going to be looking at another one. Pastor Adeboye plans prayer for Nigeria's economic recovery. And the next one is El Rufai regrets backing Tinubu, slams cabinet as joke. And the next, followed by 2027, forget re-election if you can't address hunger or Hanese to Tinubu. And the last but not the least will be taken on today's program. Kenya court declares Nnamdi Kanu's transfer to Nigeria illegal, swords damages against Nigerian government. Just now the news brief on the first one is on the Anambra election. We'll carry out in the comment. Governor Otura shows Okachuku. Now the brief news and details says, in a strategic move to galvanize nationwide support ahead of the November 8, 2025 governorship election in Anambra State, the APC flag bearer Dr. Nicholas Okachuku has begun a high-level engagement with governors of the All Progressive Congress (APC). As part of this outreach, Okachuku paid a courtesy visit to the governor of Cross River State, Senator Basi Otu, in Calabar. Now, Governor Otu, who warmly received this APC candidate, congratulated him on his victory at the party's primary election and pledged full support for his gubernatorial ambition. Now, he described Okachuku as a man of vision and capacity, expressing confidence that the APC will make a strong showing in Anambra. Now, the governor further assured that it would align fully with the directive of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has charged the party to, I quote, "go and get me Anambra." Now, joining Okachuku on the visit were top APC leaders, including the national chairman of the party, His Excellency Dr. Abdullahi Umaru Ganduje. Then, because right now, as of the latest news report, he has resigned as the APC national chairman. And now he was joined then, and the deputy national chairman, Chief Emma Enuiku, among others. Now, the visit to Governor Otu is the first in a series of strategic consultations which Okachuku is undertaking as he builds a national support base ahead of what is shaping up to be a fiercely contested governorship election against an incumbent governor, Chukwuma Soludo of Abga. And let's not forget, I call this, when I took the story earlier in the week, I called it the battle between Soludo and Dr. Anonoga. It is between Soludo and Okachuku. And this seems like there's a lot going on. I think you said you will have a video or something.
Well, the issue is not a battle. It's no battle. It is a walkover.
Walkover.
Assuming that we are practicing a free, fair election, understand me? It's going to be a walkover. Soludo is going to score 21 out of 21. Soludo is going to score 21 out of 21. Understand me? One, I want to start it this way. I am not a Soludo that appointee. I'm not in his payroll. That's number one. Number two, I'm not from Anambra State.
Okay.
And number three, I'm not happy with what Soludo did to P2B in 2023. Because Soludo worked against P2B in 2023. That aside, as we speak, Soludo is doing very, very well in Anambra State. What Soludo has done in 3 years, many governors cannot do it in 8 years. What Soludo has done in 3 years, most governors cannot do it in 8 years. And if you go and check the allocation budget, Anambra is in the 30-something. If you go and check how the national resources are being allocated, Anambra is in 30-something. But what Soludo has done in the last 3 years, many governors who are even in top 5 cannot do it in 8 years. And this is management of resources. That is management of resources, and to capital. He has not borrowed one naira in doing all that he has done. So why as you said that it's going to be a battle.
Now, what I'm also saying is that now Governor Otu pledges to carry out Tinubu's command. Now, does this raise concern about federal outreach or the politicization of regional elections? Don't forget, he said, "Go and get me a number."
That is why
And Governor Soludo also told Tinubu, "I will deliver a number to you." Now, what do you have to say about this too?
That's why I am concerned. That's the only reason why I am concerned. That statement, "Go and get me a number."
And the other one, "I will deliver a number to you."
What Soludo has no capacity to deliver a number to Tinubu. It is a fact. He cannot even deliver his own local government to Tinubu in 2027. Understand me?
Okay.
He cannot deliver his own local government to Tinubu in 2027. So I like speaking the truth. I know his capacity. I know how Igbos think.
Okay.
As a governor, he had done wonderfully well in the last 3 years. He has done in 3 years what governors cannot do in 8 years. And again, he has not borrowed any money. So, if we go by, if Anambarians are now to vote, Soludo will, Okachuku will not get even 20% of the votes. Understand? But saying that he's going to deliver Anambra to Tinubu, he don't have that capacity. So why I am interested in this is that statement, "Go and get me Anambra." That is not a democracy. And if Okachuku really has that's anything to do, he should be talking to Anambra people. And no, he's not going to vote in Anambra. So saying that he is going to mobilize for national support, what he's going is to beg for money to buy votes in Anambra.
So who do you think the presidency is going to back among the both of them? Is it Okachuku or Soludo?
I'm not or the president. The election,
what, in your own opinion?
The election is happening in Anambra State. Anambra people are the ones that are going to vote. Understand me? So what Okachuku is going from one APC governor to the other is begging for money that he will use to buy votes. Because if he is really interested in the welfare of Anambra, you have a manifesto. And if you are thinking well, if somebody else is doing what you have in mind to do, you withdraw from the race. So with what Soludo has done or is doing, Okachuku should have said, "No, this is what I intend to do, there's no need continuing in this race. Because ordinarily, you don't change a winning team. You don't change a winning team. And the Anambra people cannot change Soludo that is doing well. But because he knows that he cannot change a winning team, that's why he's going from one APC governor to the other, begging for money to use to buy votes, instead of talking to Anambra people. Because he has nothing to tell Anambra people. Okachuku has nothing to tell to Anambra people. Because the incumbent is doing extremely well. Let me give you that an example of an experience in the 80s.
Okay.
In the 80s, Nnamdi Azikiwe stadium in Enugu had issues. It was going reconstruction. So Enugu Rangers was using Polo field for their trainings and matches. So one time they went to local government in Anambra and invited some young boys. Understand me? They call it scouting. So one of the boys that was invited from Suka, his name is Obiora. Understand? When he got to Pono Field and see the other boys there on jogging and training and so on and so forth, and he said, "What am I coming here to do? That these guys are good enough." He turned back and returned back to Nsukka. Understand me? So this is what I feel that every contestant in Anambra should do. When the guy there is doing well, understand me? You have you want to develop Anambra State. Somebody is already doing that. Why are you in the race? Understand me?
Okay.
Why are you in the race? So now saying that Governor Eno saying that they will do what Tinubu tell them to go and get him Anambra. Anambra is not it's not a commodity in the supermarket. Anambra has no price. Understand me? Anambra is nobody's property. It is a state. It is a state. So what worked in Edo cannot work in Anambra, because these are different kind of people with different kind of mindset. So, and thank God that Mr. Capture have been forced to resign, the Ganduje, because all his words have been, we will capture Edo, we will capture Ondo, we will capture Anambra. He never said we will win.
Talking about his resignation.
He was forced to get out of there.
Okay, now he has left. Now, do you now see APC, topping up the list in 2027? Because
Talking of what?
Topping the elections in 2027, because Ganduje has actually played a huge role
In doing what?
Around,
in destroying democracy. In saying that there's nothing wrong with a one-party state.
And now, do you think it's a lose or win for the APC?
I don't care about APC is in a serious crisis. APC is in a very deep shit. No matter anywhere Tinubu goes, he's going to get real hot. No matter anywhere that Tinubu goes, he's going to get real hot. If he removes Shetima, he's going to get hot. If he keeps Shetima, he's going to get hot. Understand me? So APC is in a deep shit. And very soon...
What could we actually think that could be the cause of a stepping down as an APC national chairman? Is it because that Shetima Tinubu wants Shetima to, on the next 2027 election, Tinubu wants Shetima to run as vice president, or because he's not dropping Shetima to be his vice or taking another candidate?
If he keeps
the reason.
If he keeps Shetima, he is in trouble. If you remove Shetima, he is still in trouble. Because there are people who have said it's either you run with Shetima or you forget our vote. There are other people who are pushing that Shetima must go. So any side he takes, he's going to get real hot. And I'm very happy for that. Understand me? The crisis that the seed that they are sowing in the other political parties is going to turn around and begin to hurt them.
Why is a vice presidency in the upcoming election being a brohaha among them right now, like destroying, making APC have crisis? Why?
Because whoever runs with Tinubu in 2027 as a vice, by 2031, power is going back to the north.
Okay. So
whoever runs with him in 2027 is likely going to take over from him in 2031. So that's the reason why it is being hotly contested. Understand? Whoever Tinubu picks as his vice presidential candidate in 2027 is likely going to take over from him in 2031. And then a lot of people are interested in it. So they have said Kwankwaso, understand? They have said the deputy senate and president. And mind you, Northeast is the only geopolitical zone in the north that had not produced president since 1999. So if they remove, if they stop Northeast from producing a presidential candidate in 2031,
okay,
Northeast will revolt. And right now, there are two people who are likely going to be chosen as a candidate in 2031. That's the current national security advisor, Nuhu Rebadu, who is from Adamawa, and Shetima, who is from Borno. These two states are in the northeast. So if APC picks another person, Kwankwaso is from the northwest.
Okay.
If they pick Kwankwaso as a vice presidential candidate, it means that Kwankwaso may run as APC candidate in 2031, which means Northeast is not going to get the presidency in 2031. They are going to re-vote. Understand me? So no matter any side that Tinubu takes, he's going to get real hot.
Do you think this alignment of yours you just mentioned, the same thing that will be happening in the opposition party? I mean, talking about this new party that is coming up, do you think it's the same alignment that would follow?
Politics is about alignment and realignment. Understand me? That's what politics is all about: alignment and realignment. If it favor you, you align. If it doesn't favor you, you realign. So a lot of these people in APC now are going to go back to the coalition, because as I say, APC is in trouble as we speak. Even if you choose Kwankwaso
okay,
to take over as national chairman,
okay,
mind you, that position belongs to the North Central. Abdullahi Adamu did not complete his tenure before he was removed. So ordinarily, they are supposed to have picked somebody from the North Central to complete that tenure. So if they pick somebody from the Northwest again, it means that North Central is not being carried along in the scheme of things in APC. So revolution is waiting there. And the North,
okay,
as a body, are mobilizing strongly against Tinubu. Understand me? And it will be stupidity on the part of the Southeast to say that they are supporting southwest. Understand me? I want to repeat it. It will be stupidity on the part of the southeast to say that they are supporting the southwest.
Okay, so who should,
Wait,
how can
because
expatiate?
Because we have 3 geopolitical zones in the south,
Yeah.
3 geopolitical zones in the north. Understand me?
Okay.
Obasanjo is from the southwest, and he ruled there for 8 years. Jonathan is from the south. He ruled for 6 years. Then 2023, which is supposed to be the return of the southeast, the only geopolitical zone that had not produced a president from the south. The southwest come again, understand me, and take it from the southeast. Understand me? So any southeasterner that said I'm supporting all the southwest, is a vagabond. Understand me? Any southeasterner.
But you're talking
because
the
when
alignment.
something is your turn.
You were talking about the alignment that is supposed to go to northeast, and now you're saying that any southeast that support the southwest is whatever in your language.
I'm talking of 2027.
We're talking about 2027 now. Now, do you still see the southeast coming on board strongly on this? Because now we're talking about this alignment.
Southeast has always supported credible candidates. Southeast has always supported performers. We never supported Buhari, even when he ran with Chuba or Kadibu in 2023. In 2003. 2003 was Obasanjo and Atiku. Understand me?
Okay.
Then the same 2003 was Buhari and Chuba or Kadibu. That's a proud Igbo son. Understand? But because we know that Buhari is incompetent, we didn't vote for Buhari, even though an Igbo man is the vice presidential candidate, because we know that Buhari is incompetent. So Igbos has always voted for competent candidates.
All right, let's go into the next story. Our time is just running by. We have a few stories to touch. Now, the Nexus Pastor plans prayer for Nigeria's economic recovery. The General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, Pastor Anonoga, is set to lead a national prayer session dedicated to seeking divine intervention for the restoration of Nigeria's economy amidst growing economic hardship and inflation across the country. Now, this announcement was made on Friday, June 28th, during a press conference held in Lagos. Speaking through his special assistant on administration, Pastor Dele Balogun. Now, Adeboye disclosed that the church July 2025 Thanksgiving service themed divine intervention will focus on prayers for national economic transformation and expansion. He also said the service will be held in RCCG National Headquarters in Oyingbo, Lagos. Now, as part of the Divine Intervention Service, the RCCG leaders believes that God can reverse Nigeria's economic downturn, unlock divine opportunities, and usher in a new era of abundance. Now, the church is inviting all citizens, you and I, wherever you are, regardless of religious affiliation, to join the prayer effort in faith and hope, even in fasting and prayer. Now, Adeboye's initiative is one of the several faith-led responses to the ongoing economic crisis, reflecting a growing belief among religious leaders that spiritual revival is key to national recovery. Now, addressing these issues during the press briefing, Pastor Adeboye emphasized the importance you must have faith, unity, and positive thinking as spiritual tools to drive national progress. On and on and on and on about the spiritual national prayer network. Now, the question is, Dr. Anasike, can prayer alone reverse Nigeria's economic hardship right now? Let me just start with that.
One of the best decisions that I have made. One of the best decisions that I have made is stop going to church.
Why?
And every day by day I commend myself for stop going to church.
Why? In your
I
opinion?
made that decision in 1996.
In your opinion, why?
Because most of these pastors are fraudsters. Most of these pastors are hypocrites.
But do you believe in God?
I believe in God, and I don't need to go to church. That is for God to work for me. Understand me? I strongly believe in God. But I stopped going to church after seeing what all these pastors are doing. Understand? That even Satan has more hope of repentance than them. When did Adeboye realize that a spiritual intervention would restore the economy?
What if he had a revelation? A spiritual
So it just came.
guidance.
When he was protesting, when Jonathan was in power, he didn't know that spiritual intervention can do this. When Adeboye was protesting, saying that he's mobilizing 5 million redeemed church members on a protest, he doesn't know that spiritual intervention can restore this and ending economy.
Don't you think this is
This
also
shows
a
you
way
the
of,
hypocrisy in Christianity.
do you think it's also a way of advocating for good governance when you pray in his own ways?
Why didn't he do it when Jonathan was in office?
He's a spiritual guy. I mean, he cannot call for a protest and telling people to follow him.
He
on the
was
road.
protesting. He protested removal of subsidy in 2012. The videos are there. He carried out 3 different road protests under Jonathan. He protested during the removal of subsidy. He protested during Chibok girls kidnap. So all those times that he was protesting, he didn't call for national fasting and prayers. He did not even say, let us pray so that God will touch the mind of those that kidnapped the Chibok girls so that they can release them.
All right.
He never did that.
I want to now
This
look
is
at it.
goddamn hypocrisy.
Okay.
This, excuse me.
You're on radio.
This
You
is
have to be very careful.
goddamn hypocrisy.
Okay. Now.
Excuse me. Even simply, your Bible tells you prayer without work is what? Dead. That's what all the Bible said. Prayer without work is dead. And this man is calling for praying and fasting that will recover an economy that they have mismanaged. Let me tell you, the night.
Do you believe in spiritual wisdom?
Excuse me, let me tell you what these people that you are calling pastors, or you go every day and toy in the sun. On Sunday, you go and give it to them in their air-conditioned houses and offices. When in 2014,
Okay.
when Yemi Adebayo was picked as a vice presidential candidate to Muhammadu Buhari, was at 1 a.m. midnight 2014. Adeboye was present there. What was the pastor doing with politicians at 1 a.m. midnight?
He was praying for them. He could be praying for them.
So that's why I keep on praising myself for taking that decision, because there's no way I can be taking this bullshit.
Careful. Now, I want to ask a question. You want to make it go off my head, but it's gonna go anywhere. Now, this inflation, this food insecurity, and unemployment rising all over the place.
And you
now.
pray everything will go back to
Let's
others.
now limit to his members. We have there are a lot of members of RCCG.
He said national prayers,
Let's start with his
fasting and
members.
praying, so that the economy will recover. Why didn't Israel pray when Hamas
Talking about that economic revival,
attacked them?
if his members are willing to do this with him, and let's start looking from that end. Now, do you think that positive changes will start from his members?
Nothing will happen. absolute nothing will happen.
In your own opinion?
Nothing will happen because even from the beginning, it is a mind of hypocrites. It is a mind of sycophant. It is come from a biased mind. This thing did not happen now. In 2015, why didn't they pray instead of going on a protest? So God is not partial. God is not partial.
All right, God is not partial. Let's go into the next story. El Rufi regrets bulking Tinubu Islam's cabinet as joke. Now, the former Kaduna State Governor and ex-FCT Minister Nasir El Rufi has strongly criticized President Bola Tinubu's cabinet, describing it as lacking the quality and competence needed to tackle Nigeria's growing challenges. Now, speaking during a political program aired on TV on Monday, El Rufi expressed disappointment in the makeup of the current administration, saying it fell far short of the technocratic and inclusive model Tinubu once implemented as governor of Lagos State. Now, he said, and I quote, "Look at his cabinet. It's a joke. It is the largest in the Nigeria's history, and maybe only 5 of them can be called real ministers." And now he also said, "Why do you see his cabinet that fits that profile? Who do you see in this cabinet that fits that profile? Very simply, no quality. We brought a tragedy upon Nigeria." Now, he also further said, "I supported Tinubu because I believed in the Lagos legacy. He was inclusive. He brought in professionals like Yemi Oshibaja and Wale Edun from the private sector. He appointed Igbos and Hausas in key roles, and he got things done. But now, you see this? That's the question." Now, he further said, "I feel like I owe Nigeria a duty to correct this mistake. I am 65 now, approaching retirement, but I cannot rest knowing that I helped bring in a government that is hurting Nigerians. I will do all I can with others to reverse this trajectory. If we leave this unchecked, Nigeria will be destroyed." He added that. He also said, "I was never close to Tinubu in the party. I was a Buhari boy. Tinubu had his boys." And Dr. Anosike, do you think this is coming from the fact that he wasn't given the position which he intended when Tinubu assumed office as a president? And now with El Rufi opening declaration declaring that Tinubu's cabinet is a joke and expressing regret over supporting him, does this mark the beginning of a major internal rebellion now, because it's beginning to happen within the APC?
Well, the issue is we have to separate the message from the messenger. Understand? So that is the only way we can be objective, separating the message from the messenger. The message is apt. Tinubu cabinet is a joke. Understand me? Tinubu,
what if it was the part of this cabinet? Would he call it a joke?
Tinubu's cabinet is a joke because under Obasanjo Jonathan, we had an Okonjo Iweala. Mm-hmm. Under Jonathan, we had Akinwumi Adesina.
Adesina, yeah.
Or the Minister of Agriculture. Understand me? Can you mention who we had in Buharis government? Can you mention who we have in Tinubu's government as we speak? Do you understand me? Mm-hmm. So all Tinubu appointed were below average people from A to Z. All he appointed were below average people. If he has appointed a Lionel Messi or a Ronaldo, I will have told you. Understand? Akinwumi Adesina is a Yoruba person, and he's a star. Understand? And he's one of those that made the Jonathan administration a success. So, but Tinubu, when he was coming in, he said, and I quote, "I'm not just going to appoint a government of national unity, I'm going to appoint a government of national competency. There's no single competent person in his administration? If you know, you tell me. If you know a single minister that is competent in Tinubu's administration, you tell me. All of them are mediocres from A to Z. Then our constitution, now Tinubu and his people are crying of inheriting an empty vault. Understand? That Buhari mismanaged the economy. So when you feel that there's no money, what would you do? You manage. You reduce expenses. But this guy has the largest cabinet in the history of Nigeria. The largest cabinet in the history of Nigeria, and that's one of the things that Rufi said. Constitution said 36 ministers, each from one state. Ogun State alone has 4 ministers with 1 service chief. Ogun State alone has 4 ministers with 1 service chief. Southeast as a whole has just 1 full minister. Understand me? Southeast as a whole has just one full minister. That is a Dave Omahi, and 1 service chief. That's the Navan chief, Oganda from Enugu State. So imagine a state having 4 ministers. Why the Constitution said 36 ministers, 1 from each of the 36 states. So this shows you that Tinubu's government is just wasting Nigeria resources.
All right, we still have 2 more stories because I'm going to be opening the phone lines at exactly 5 o'clock. But before then, we're streaming live on YouTube at Voice of the People 90.3 FM live. Go leave your comments there as soon as it's 5 o'clock. I'm going to be taking some of the comment. Oh, wow, there are a lot of comment here. I can see them coming up. All right, just keep them coming. I'm going to be taking them as soon as it's time. Now let's go into the next story. In 2027, forget re-election if you can't address hunger. Ohanaeze to Tinubu. Now the Igbo Apex Group, Ohanaeze and Thursday, informed President Ahmed Tinubu to forget his presidential second tenure ambition if he fails to address the economic hardship facing the country, saying that Nigerians are wiser now. In a statement in Abakaliki, the National Deputy President of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Mazi Okachuku Isiguzoro, noted that Nigerians are enjoying overwhelming Why does it have to be the story? Okay, I take that from the top. In a statement in Abakaliki, the National Deputy President of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Mazi Okachuku Isiguzoro, noted that Nigerians are enjoying overwhelming suffering, adding that if the grievances remain unaddressed, a revolt against the Tinubu's administration through the ballot box is likely to occur in 2027. He warned that if the federal government continues to dismiss the alarming warnings concerning extreme poverty, pervasive hardship, and escalating insecurity, the consequences will be there. And now the statement reads that Ohanaeze Ndigbo, the permanent Igbo socio-cultural organizations, feels a profound obligation to deliver an imperative message to President Bola Tinubu as All Progressive Congress is precariously positioned as it approaches the 2027 election. He said, Mr. President, in a quote, what he dated, the letter dated, it is critical to acknowledge that Nigerians are enduring overwhelming suffering. If the grievances remain unaddressed, a revolt against your administration through the ballot boxes is not just merely a possibility, it is an impending reality. And now he also said it is essential to recognize that some of the more astute northern governors may engage in duplicitous tactics that could undermine your political future. Now, to regain the trust of the Nigerian people, Mr. President, we urge action is required to address the intertwined challenges of hunger, poverty, and insecurity directly. Failure to do so will leave your political ambition for 2027 at risk. And Dr. Anosike, do you think this will shake the presidency? I mean, coming from Ohaneze Indigbo.
Well, already some people have started calling Tinubu one-term president.
I have not heard that.
A lot of people are now calling Tinubu one-term president. Understand me? Google it, you say it. So even Rufi has even said that Tinubu is going to be a one-term president. So the issue that everywhere in the world, what determines who wins an election is the economy. The state of the economy is what determines who wins an election. And that was the reason why Donald Trump defeated Kamala Harris. Because Americans felt that between 2016 and 2020, the economy was doing better than between 2020 and 2024. That was the reason why John Mahama defeated the incumbent in Ghana. That was the reason why George Weah of Liberia was defeated. That is why the young man in Senegal became president. So everywhere in the world, what determines who wins an election is the state of the economy. Understand? How is the economy threatening me? Understand? So the issue is this: what they are saying is true. They address the hunger and insecurity in the country, or you risk your second term. That is it. But to address something, you must have the capacity. But the truth is that this present federal government has no capacity. They cannot address the issues in the economy. They cannot address the issues of insecurity. Rather, insecurity is becoming
Let's talk about the tax reform a little bit. And now, something really got me, which I don't know how I feel, but the fact that it says that if you're collecting less than 250,000 naira salary, that you're exempted from those taxes. And I feel like a little bit relief. Am I supposed to feel that? I don't know. But do you think that this tax reform is also, you said when it's all started, that it is a good approach of President Tinubu's administration to engage in this tax reform bill, and now they're coming up with this. Do you think that this administration has been, saying that they have pulled up an effort, at least a bit, thinking about an average Nigerian?
When you have 10 subjects and you passed only one, did you do well? When you have 10 subjects, you're a student and you are taking 10 subjects and you passed only one, did you do well? You did not.
Okay.
So for me, I support the tax reform bill. Because why? I believe in justice. Understand? I believe in justice, and the tax reform bill is a bill that will ensure justice. Now, before they were talking about consumption, but the tax reform bill is talking about production. That those that are producing will be enjoying what they are producing. Now, an instance, IGR from Lagos State can be 1 trillion naira. Understand me? But that's what they are contributing to the GDP. Understand me? Can be 1 trillion naira. But what will be going back to them will be 500 billion. Understand me? This is what cost I don't know how old we are between 2004 and 2006, when the militants in the Niger Delta, we are shouting for resource control, because they feel that what is developing Nigeria is from their own area, but their own areas are not developing. Understand? So, an instance, The North has a security outfit, Hishba, that goes everywhere, arresting people that are selling beer, alcohol. Hishba is in Kanu, is in Sokoto, is in Katsina. Understand me? So they say that their church, their religion forbid them from taking alcohol. But they still benefit from the VAT that accrue from alcohol. Is that not hypocrisy? If you don't take alcohol, you must not benefit from the money that comes from alcohol. Bible say you must not benefit from what you despise. That's what the Bible says. That you must not benefit from what you despise. So they not despise alcohol, but they're still benefiting from the VAT from alcohol. Why? So this is some of the issues that this new tax reform bill addressed. Understand? And that's why some people in the North who are benefiting from the Almajiri system of government is not happy about.
Okay, I just wanted to take a bit of that and a bit of this as well that is also in the news. When let's talk a little bit about Wike and Fubara when Wike came out openly to say that they have ended their feud and they're just heading to Mr. President's office. Before we saw the official picture of where they were shaking hands and President Tinubu was smiling and just glaring in the picture, it still seems like Fubara was not happy in deep within him, because the gesture in that picture doesn't seem like he's quite satisfied with what has happened. And do you think that he'll be reinstated as a governor? And let's not forget, I think in one of his statements when he stepped down, he said he didn't, or did I forget? If I forget, remind me. Or if I'm wrong, please tell me. Did he say that he was still going back to that position? And now, even if he was given the opportunity to be in that position right now, do you see him also, not going back to his words and also, opening hands and offering the position of the governor back?
No, what happened there was that Fubara was forced into an agreement. Understand? Fubara was forced into an agreement, and there cannot be justice. There cannot be peace. Understand me? Where there's no justice. So we can say that they now have peace, but this peace came without justice. Simi Fubara was forced into this agreement. One, they are going to lift the ban. Understand me? He is going to return as a governor. Understand me? But his powers as executive has been removed from him. Understand me? So he had been captured from the beginning. So his power as a governor has been removed from him. He will now be a ceremonial governor. That's why in the picture he wasn't looking happy. Understand me? Because that peace came without justice. He did not get justice in that
agreement
conversation.
Okay.
And again, Tinubu was more concerned with the 2027 rather than the welfare and well-being of Rivers people. Because in the last 2 years, governance has suffered in Rivers State, and it is still going to suffer for the remaining 2 years. Understand me?
Okay, 0817-175-6338. That is the WhatsApp number to start leaving up your comment. In about a few minutes, I'm going to be opening phone lines 0803-692-9933. For my slow listeners, 0803-692-9933. 9933. So I'm not going to be calling that so fast. All right, keep your comments coming on YouTube. I can see them already coming. But let's take last but not the least, actually, this for today's discussion. Kenya court declares Nnamdi Kanu's transfer to Nigeria illegal, swords damages against Nigerian government. Now, a high court in Kenya, sitting in Nairobi, the capital, has declared the abduction and detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, from Kenya to Nigeria, as unlawful and illegal. The court also awarded compensatory damages of 10 million Kenyan shillings against the Kenyan government for gross violations of Mazi Kanu fundamental human right. Now, the presiding judge, Justice Isi Mwita, is in his judgment faulted both Nigeria and Kenya government for rendition of Nnamdi Kanu in gross violations of his right as guaranteed by the constitutions. Now, according to the justice, having considered the pleading and argument by parties, the decision relied on the constitution and the law. This followed the conclusions. It says, first, the government of Kenya violated the constitution of Nnamdi Kanu's right and fundamental freedoms. Having entered Kenya lawfully, he was subjected to the protection offered by the constitution of Kenya 2010, and the government of Kenya had an obligation to uphold and protect his right and fundamental freedoms. Now, however, Nnamdi Kanu was abducted, kept in solitude, confinement, tortured, and denied food and medication. This is a breach of basic right. He was chained, humiliated, ridiculed, and held in contempt, and later forcibly removed from Kenya without following the law, in violation of his right and fundamental freedoms, for which the government of Kenya is liable. I think that's just the brief news I want to take. It's a whole lot of them. And Dr. Anasike, when I read this, is this the right time this is supposed to be coming out? Why now are they saying this?
Well, it is in Kenya, and they say that the wind of justice grinds slowly. The way of justice grinds slowly. This happens in 2021, and the judgment is coming in 2025. And this issue of illegal kidnapping is one of the issues that the Kanu's legal team that's presented in court in Nigeria. And I have been saying that it is Nnamdi Kanu that's supposed to be prosecuting the Nigerian government, and not the Nigerian government prosecuting Nnamdi Kanu. So what we have here is like a thief charging the person that he stole his things to court. Understand me? Because federal government infringed on the fundamental human right of Nnamdi Kanu. That's the truth. Now, if you know of Julian Assange, the owner of the founder of WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks, Julian Assange exposed serious security documents from the American government. Understand me? He exposed CIA and FBI. And where he ran to, America is the most powerful country on earth. America did not go there to kidnap him and bring him back to America. America did not force on the country that Julian Assange was in to detain him there and bring him back to the United States. They followed the due process. They followed the diplomatic channels. And this is a superpower country, United States. But now, imagine what a country like Nigeria did. That shows we are not a law-abiding country. We don't even obey the laws that we made by ourselves. And that's why investors are not coming to the country. Because they cannot come where the judiciary is complicit. They cannot come where judgment is based on on the highest bidder. So they don't know what they are doing to themselves. So it is good that this judgment has come. And the court in Kenya has said that Nnamdi Kanu was illegally abducted. Understanding that his fundamental human rights was infringed upon by the Kenyan government and the Nigerian government. Understand?
All right, this is a bombshell. Kola Abiola says Tinubu asked Abacha to make him a commissioner in Lagos. Tinubu lobbied Abacha for appointment. Now, a brief detail of this is the Kola Abiola, the first son of the presumed winner of the June 12 presidential election, Chief MKO Abiola, has drummed bomb. Now, Kola's father died, which is MKO Abiola, in military detention while fighting for the presidential mandate, which he won free and square, but which was denied him by the military government under General Ibrahim Babangida. Now, Abiola was subsequently thrown into detention by the Nigerian government under the late General Sani Abacha. In his first major interview since the sad event which followed the annulment of the election, Kola revealed a lot which would at once ruffle feathers and shock many people. And that's just a brief one because we're behind time. It's about 5 o'clock and I can see the phone buzzing already. But now, Dr. Anasike, the question is, if Kola Abiola claimed that Tinubu lobbied Abacha for appointment, and it is true, how does this alter the fact that the long-standing narrative of Tinubu saying, I'm leading a pro-democracy figure during the June 12 struggle? How does this correlate?
Well, Kola was an adult when his father was alive. Mm-hmm. He is the head of the Abiola family.
Now, Bayo and Anonoga have come to dismiss this claim as a lie. Do you think Kola is also being truthful about this revelation?
So, wait, who can tell you more about Abiola? Is it Bayo Anonoga or the son of Abiola? Who can? So, Bayo Anonoga will tell me more about my own father. So you simply know who is telling the truth and who is not telling the truth. Understand me? So Konda was already an adult when his father was arrested. So he was following that story from the beginning to the end. He was visiting his dad in prison. So he knows what happened. He knows what his father told him more than any other person. So I doubt if there's any other person that you can get the truth from more than Koda and Abiola.
All right, time to open the phone lines. You can start calling, but before I pick a call, I said we're streaming live on YouTube, as I'm going to be taking some of the comment. Oh, wow, we have quite a number of comment here, but you can also drop your chat, a comment on 0817-175-6338. We've been doing this from about 4 o'clock. We draw the curtain at exactly 5:50, a few minutes to 6 o'clock before the news bulletin comes just right up before then. But now, I'll start with a comment, Alaboska. I mean, I don't know if I pronounced that well, but take it like that, sorry. Stop bringing this type of news, I beg, okay? You mean the news about the pastor, all right? Mrs. John Ugo, that's an emoji laugh. Ugo Okezwe, Soludo is not doing well in Anambra State. It's killing citizens with too much taxes and no security in Anambra State even till now. So, Mr. Anosike, please, can you tell us why or how one place Soludo is doing well in Anambra State? Can you tell us one place where Soludo is doing well in Anambra State? That's from Ugo. Then Mark also says, ordinary mortal who cannot deliver himself wants to pray for Nigeria economic recovery. How? When our politicians are stealing our money, he should advise them to steal no more and be righteous. Talking about Pastor Enoch Adeboye. Now, Tochuku Adele says, good afternoon. The pastor's decision to pray should be the opposite. He should not pray, but should have eat the streets long since. He has hit the street in the past. Why does he want to deceive us now? Now, he also said, well, then Aminat, can they hear Peter and to know what highly needed now is to do the work and not to continue praying to deceive Nigerians. If the pastor had prayed that President Jonathan subsidy removal worked, by now the negative effect of the subsidy would have gone away. Chikeze Wando says the reconciliation between Wike and Fubara is the handwork of opposition. Fubara have not given up the fight. He will strike again with opposition coalition by 2027. How do you know this? Well, you could foresee that coming. AB says, but America extradited Hush Puppy. Okay, why Kenya? All right, let me pick our first caller for today. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Good evening. Welcome to the recap. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Chede the preacher man.
Okay, welcome.
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you.
Hello?
Hello, we
Yes,
can
Chede
hear
the
you.
preacher man. I greet the doctor in the house.
All right.
And I thank you to Esther for you are trying. No be small thing.
Okay.
You are trying. But but you know call your papa come today, your papa Darlington. For every time when they Esther.
Esther is not the one talking. My name is Amina. So yeah.
Oh, sorry, I mean Amadinu. Madinu, hear me. So now, okay, God is good. Now, what I want to quickly say is this about Trump. The Ogadia mentioned about Trump, that Trump came back because the president that was there, which is Joe Biden, didn't meet up. That's why Trump could come back and win him. So what I'm saying is this. I blame Jonathan. When Buhari took over, the first time of Buhari, after seeing the way Buhari messed the country, I believe that Jonathan would have did exactly what Trump did. And I believe Jonathan would have won that election. Jonathan, I'm blaming him for the situation we are today. And the tax reform bill, I support it too, just like the doctor said. I support it too. I say kudos. This is one thing that the president have done that I really, really, really appreciate. I thank him for doing that, because those that say we don't want alcohol cannot be benefiting from alcohol money. And now, how will they carry it out is the issue now. They've given us the tax reform bill. We have accepted it. Now, carrying it out is another issue. There's an implementation of it. They said those that are earning lower than 250,000 a month. I believe I fall into that category. Even we never even see, they collect 30,000, they collect 25,000. I believe I fell into that category. But the implementation, are they going to implement it to the latter? Thank you very much, Amina. God bless you.
Thank you so much. That's another question. Will it be implemented? Oh, me that I'm collecting very low. Now, they will tell me I will pay tax. Wahala. We'll fight, because I don't know where we want to come out from. So, Nigerian government, when you're bringing out your policies, let's be saying the implementation. We want transparency in this implementation of this. Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Hello, good evening.
My name is Jessica. I'm calling from Agora.
Okay, you're welcome.
Doctor, good evening, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I want to mention about redeemed pastor. I think we should pray.
Okay.
Sometimes going to church, I will be tired of going to church. I swear. You know that a prayer can work. What I should pray, where good luck was in office. If you need to value something, it has entered that blood that nobody can remove it. It is their DNA in their life. It's a value issue. I don't know, the way they are doing things is so bad. Because of choosing the labor man, that's why he will overlook it. And he said we should pray. I don't remember that going to that church, because they are just deceiving them. I'm telling the truth. They are just deceiving them. Nobody can deceive me. And when I go to church, I will know how to worship my God. I will not be deceived, because when you got a good pastor
I'm sorry, your line is not quite clear enough, but we got the message right there. Now, let me go to WhatsApp. My name is Kevin Okon from Ogba. Governor Otu assured Mr. Okachuku that he will carry out Tinubu's directive. It is the indigents of Anambarians vote to vote for their choice, not the choice of Basi or to look funny. That looks funny. The judge from the Republic of Kenya should congratulate for putting Nigerian judiciary to shame. What DSS and Nigerian police just kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria without due process or proper documentation before they brought him back to Lagos. Now, good evening, VOP. I think your guest is blindfolded to the things of the spirit because the level of this carnality has covered his spiritual understanding. Criticizing Adeboye for protesting against Jonathan was not his right. What is holding Anosike from protesting against Tinubu, which is right? Emmanuel. Dr. Anosike, prayer has been sustaining all of us in this country. We'll continue to pray. Has your own statement made any impact now? Good evening, Aminat. Good job. 2027 is done deal already. Our concern is how Nigeria will not turn to one-party state. Your analyst needs serious prayers and fasting. I recommend him to my pastor, Emmanuel. The decision Peter Anosike took, I took 2011, and I never regret. My mental health is now okay. Most of these, our so-called pastors, are not different from politicians. And now, democratic system is government is in chaos. Okay, APC is working assiduously in ensuring that coalition doesn't stand. Advise opposition political leaders to adopt a new political party and avoid forming new one. Because when I heard of ADA as a new political platform seeking for registration by opposition political leaders, I knew that present administration will use their extension INEC to stop it. It is unfortunate. President Tinubu will remain in master strategy if we fail to go for what we want in 2027. Correct from Bariga. Good evening, Dr. Anosike, my journalist of the year. And I mean, one of the purpose of a thing is not known. Abuse or misuse is inevitable. Yesterday, your first lady is pushing for budget for her office. I want to ask, is it the constitution? This government is like putting an Aguero in a vault of a central bank or to run a multinational company. Now turn to the people, to beggars and Nigerians to death and loot Nigerians to Almajiri in the midst of plenty. Daya from Lagos. Thank you. Good afternoon, Amina Ojalabi and Dr. Peter Anosike. I'd like to remind VOP analysts that if opposition figures like Peter Obi, El Rufai, and Atiku can't unite behind a single candidate, President Tinubu will likely win the 2027 election easily. I always emphasize that holding on to the past in this progress, we must focus on the present and move forward. Love and unity are crucial for Nigerian government. Hello. 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 Good evening. Good evening. Okay, can hear you.
Rufi, you calling from Alaba International.
Oh, welcome.
Although I've been listening to the analysis, everything you have been saying, I see sense in it. But the only place I have issue with him is when he's saying Tinubu will go for one. I don't believe that.
Hello? Hello? I didn't quite hear your statement very well there.
Excuse me, that's I heard him. He said that the only area that he did not believe me is when I said that Tinubu will go for one term. That's not what I said.
Okay.
I say that people are already saying that that Tinubu is a one-term president, and I mentioned the Rufi. I mentioned the Rufi. I didn't say that Tinubu will go.
Hello.
Hello, Amina. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Good afternoon, doctor.
Good afternoon.
Thank you.
My name is Samuel. I'm calling from Amoda.
Welcome.
Well, issue of Daddy Adeboye, respect to him.
Okay.
What we owe Nigeria today is not fasting and praying. What we owe Nigeria is to come out the way we come out into to protest those years to tell Nigeria that he's sorry, he made a mistake. After all, the Bible supported restitution. So what we owe Nigeria is an apology and restitution, and pray that God will forgive him, because as a person he makes mistakes. I don't know why I have to go into that place to the person. Then concerning Dr. Anosike's not believing in the past, I want him to read in the book of Revelation chapters 2 and 3. you will see where Jesus himself sent the letters to the head of the churches then in Asia. There's some he replied, there is some he commented, there are some, when you read the book of Revelation chapter 2 and chapter 3, you will see all that. So you not go saying that you take a decision not to go to the well, it's a personal one that I will not like you to, because it is God, Jesus is the example, is the author and finisher of our faith. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, and now let me take this one. Good evening, Amina and Dr. Anosike. It is hypocritical to refuse to eat dog meat, but you're using your teeth to cut the meat for children. The Northerners will most feel the negative impact of the tax reform. It is a welcome development. Chiki from Apapa. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome. Your name, where you coming from?
My name is Shola. I'm calling from Ebera.
Okay, well,
I greet your guest, Mr. Anosike.
All right.
The analysis is great. Yes, let me start with the prayer. See, I'm a minister in the church.
Okay.
The Bible said the fervent prayer of the righteous said it availeth much. Prayer is good. But at the same time, it's the same Bible that said, he said, faith without works is what is faith. Which means that if you are having a belief, of course you believe in God, but you are not taking steps, you are not taking actions. Look at the people in the Bible. People like Moses, even the Israelites till today, just like Mr. Amos said, they are men of valor, they are men of law. Not necessarily to be
So
the 20s, but
do you support Pastor Adeboye on that? Or what do you advise?
Yes, we should watch and pray. We can pray at the same time. You understand? If Jesus Christ said watch and pray, didn't he say so? Why did he not just say pray alone? So there are some times we need to be vocal. We need to speak out because their voices count more. Their voices count more as religious leaders. They have large followership. So I'm not against prayer, but we should not just depend only on prayer. Our problem in this country is that we are the most religious country in the world, and we are the most insincere. Is that not contradictory? When I look at so many people who raise up phones in the church, they say receive your miracle alert. These are stupid things for God's sake, and that is what has led us to where we are. Do you understand? So we need to just change our mindset. Pray, watch and pray. Faith with works. That's what we need. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shala. Oh, wow, that was quite insightful. I'm not a fan of El Rufi, but what he said is right. To be over bloated cabinet is not productive rather. That is why he's been called one-time president. John from Ijaniki. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Chika. I'm calling for Alagbado.
Okay, welcome, Chika.
Yeah, so because of what the last man has just said now, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
You see, prayer cannot bring back the economy we destroy by ourselves. The man in question, you call Adeboye, you know what he did. So let's not be a hypocrite. I'm trying to tell you this. I believe in God. I believe in Christ. So praying now, we pay all those money that we borrowed. Praying now, we put food in our table. Praying now, we stop terrorists. That's all over. Fulani herdsmen now that is Ozakole, where I came from in Abia State, if you pursue it away. Let that man be one, know what he's doing. Most people, see, they call them clergymen. They have failed us. Adeboye has failed us. I'm telling you, or they're telling clergymen, you are afraid of them. Who are them? You're telling me that you should pray. People are dying here, know nothing. Adeboye says praying. Why can't you come out and have Christian people open? Pray in the open. The way you criticize a good luck then. Is he not among those who went to daughter and start protesting then? He's not trying to pray. Who is he confusing? And thank God I'm not among them. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon, Amina and Anasike. I'm enjoying your program. However, I'm seriously disappointed with the way some of your analysts who are from the East always analyze national issues based on tribalism. Is Mr. Anasike saying Pastor Adeboye is wrong for calling for God's intervention in our country just because it was Jonathan's policy it was against Jonathan's policy and fuel subsidy removal in the past? I'm not a fan of Tinubu at all, and I've never voted voted for him. And Anasike should not forget that most of the major presidential candidates said they would remove the fuel subsidy. I believe if Pastor Adeboye had supported Jonathan's subsidy removal and given an open support to Peter Obi, Mr. Anasike would have had a problem with Pastor Adeboye calling for national prayers. If Jonathan had performed well, would Nigerians have voted him out, or you just being pained because his cabinet was dominated? Taiwo from Ejigbo. Amina is saying, okay, I have a WhatsApp call.
Sorry, Amina.
Okay, I was.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good evening.
Mr.
Hello.
I greet you.
Thank you.
This is Afun Adama calling from Edimu.
All right. Well.
I believe you hearing me because I didn't hear you well. So the problem, if I tell you that these politicians, all these pastors, all these bishops, all these pastors, the politicians better pass them. I didn't believe all these pastors and all these pastors and pastorism, all the prophetism where they're the prophet. All the politicians still better pass all of them because all of them they be scam. All the pastors you are seeing this in this country, they are scam. No one is talking the truth. Like a miracle, where the thing that happen. All of them now they do number one corruption in this country. So maybe Dr. Adeboye go and sit down one place. Yes, so maybe go and sit down. We don't need the just come out, make him come out and apologize to Nigerians because he contribute to our problem in this country. Thank you.
Thank you, Afua Adama. Wow. Oh, what a profound picture. Okay. Good evening, VOP. Do they still expect Baba Adeboye and Wole Soyinka to still protesting for them at age of 80s? Lazy people. What stopped Anasike from leading a protest and let Peter follow him? Motion without movement, talk without action. Emmanuel. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Hello.
Yes.
Reduce your volume of your radio.
The topic I'm hearing is regarding prayer from Pastor.
Yes.
The end of this country is more than prayer. All of them are there watching what is happening.
Please so call back if you can. All right. We talked about so many issues. We talked about so many topics. And first of all, let me go back to some of the stories we talked about. We talked about a number election where Okachuku will carry out Tinubu's command. Governor Basi Otu assures Okachuku. Now, with the second story was Pastor Adeboye plans prayer for Nigeria's economic recovery. He further said, you and I, Nigerians, needs a national prayer, so you and I should pray. And then Rufi regrets backing Tinubu slams cabinet as joke. We also talked about this, or Haneze to Tinubu, forget re-election if we can't address hunger. And further, we talked about a Kenya court declares Nnamdi Kanu's transfer to Nigeria illegal, swords damages against the Nigerian government. These are what we talked about. In between, we talked about the tax reform bills. In between, we talked about Fubara. In between, we had a lot to talk about. That's why I said, whenever you're on the recap, you don't want to miss any of this. So, you won't lose out. You won't miss out, rather. All right, let me go back to the WhatsApp messages. Good evening, VOP. Do they still, or have taken that? Dr. Anasike is always against APC and Tinubu, so I'm not surprised. Tinubu will surprise all of them in 2025. Let God keep us alive. You heard him when he commended the tax reform bill. That's 1/10. So tell me what else Tinubu has done. You could write them in the comment. I'm going to read them out. Mr. Anasike,
I want to say something.
Okay.
He that is in support of APC, who is in support of Tinubu, how many estates has he built in the last 2 years? How much does he have in his bank account? These are people, so what Fenda called suffering and smiling.
Hello.
Amina.
Good evening.
This is Okanguluna.
All right, welcome. Calling from.
Peter, I greet you.
Thank you so much.
Your location. Your location is important.
Huh?
Your location is important. We want to get to know our listeners every day.
I did your window here from Afluku now. Me and you did the same place.
You for just tell me that one now. Oh, yeah,
I'm looking at you from my window as I'm talking.
Go ahead, please. Okay.
You see, my sister, let me tell you, the problem we have here in this country is when our leaders, they see the problem and they don't want to say what the problem is. That pastor you are saying is a respected person in Nigeria. I believe that there are some things you will call the president and say, look, people are suffering from this your policies. People are suffering. See how you can amend those suffering. Look, why can't you adjust this fuel that you are selling to Nigeria? Let the thing come down. If that man tells Tinubu will but he will be there telling me you want to go and pray. Pray how? It's not funny. Go and tell this thing to Americans or all these Chinese nations that have developed. They will tell you that you are a joker. You are a joker. Is it prayer that got China to where they are or America where they are right now? We are here, and then you will be praying, and the politician will be looting the money while you are praying, and they'll be telling you, it's so painful. That man should go and talk to Tinubu that, look, Tinubu, what you are doing to Nigerians are suffering. That's what we need. We don't need him to go and pray to God. God has already blessed Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna Behrens, and I wanted to also talk about this issue of the next election in going on in Anambra State, and talking about the fact that Okachuku wants to deliver the people to Governor Tinubu, and also Abga also vows to deliver you to Tinubu, and Okachuku is about to rally around Anambra, for APC, All Progressive Congress, coming 2027 governorship election. So what do you think? If you're an Aberan, you can call in and let's hear your thoughts on that as well. Okay, good evening, Our Lady Amina and Dr. Peter Anasike. Whatsoever these politicians are doing to Nigerians are always what the pastors are doing to their members by brainwashing them. Of a truth, there can never be peace without justice. You must have justice before you talk of peace. Fubara should have resigned honorably by contesting in another party in 2027 by keeping his good name. You guys are doing a great job. Hello.
Hello, Amina.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Jovo.
Welcome, Jovo.
Hello, Mr. Peter.
Good evening.
Okay. Amina.
Yes.
I think in my own mind, like Mr. Peter Nosike would say, what my brain is telling me is that Fubara agreed with them so that he could be in charge, he could be the governor and possibly the leader of the APC party in Lagos State. But I don't think that is clever enough. He must not be the governor of any state. And signing into such agreements is like dining in an agreement with Satan for the second time. So it will still be difficult for him. Now, regarding the issue of this particular administration and whether they will win Anambra State or not, my dear Amina, we cannot say that enough. Soludo cannot give them any vote in Anambra State. Igbos know how they vote. They could vote for Soludo. But go and get me Anambra. I'm going to forget that one. That one cannot work in Igbo land, I tell you the truth. Then this administration, I don't know if only when Nigerians are no longer governable that they begin to do what is right. A bag of rice today is going high again from 80,000 and above. And people are saying this government should continue. I mean, for me, any coalition or coalition that will make sure that this government does not return, I'm in support of that. We can continue like this. Good evening.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Good evening. See, you just said something and I'm like, I don't even know what else to say again. Good evening, Amina. Pastor Adeboye is the richest politician in Nigeria. Who says well, followed by, what's his name?
I agree with him.
Is he the richest politician?
I agree with whoever sent that message.
Oh, okay. Greetings to you. All I have never understand the tax reforms, because who is not working, will he or she pay tax also? Okay, this person needs a clarity on the tax reform bill. Okay, will she? Well. Good evening, Dr. Anasiki and Amina. For clarity, Mr. Taiwo reference to 250,000 naira was in the context of a household, not an individual. Now, the monthly tax exemption threshold for an individual is 108,000 naira. That's like 1.3 million naira annually. So I hope this clears up any misunderstanding. Chuk Steven from Adaloko. Okay. Good evening. Amina Gold will never answer Pastor Adeboye's prayer because Nigerian is suffering from self-inflicted injury caused by Tinubu. Emmanuel Chimeze from Abulegba. Read my message. Is this that you're in your message? I mean, I read my message, or you were reading it before the WhatsApp call came in. Oh my God, this is kind of glued to the radio, like it's talked in his ears. So he knew that I stopped reading his message along the line and moved to the next one. Oh my God, you're such a spirit. Okay, okay, let me read your message. But here, your message says that in the same country, money borrowed or taxed on the people is for development. But here, your government borrow and tax to loot, state capture, wasteful and unnecessary travelings, which has not yielded any result. You put Nigeria in darkness while you want to exempt yourself by using solar panel. You're taxing the daylight of Nigerians, all because of 2027 vote buying in, while you tell Nigerians to tighten their belt and live their luxury lifestyle. Now the children are going to pay the debt they didn't plan for, in which they are giving the children's bread and giving it to dogs, making the people's lives so hard. You can say this government is waste and corrupt, and above the law, compromiser of institutions cannot offer anything but lies, eye service, excuses, propaganda, and that is why we're in this nightmare. It's a shame the worst is really the best of us. That was a country, Daya from Lagos. Okay, Daya, I tried to read a whole lot of message. You copy and paste this to me again. I'm not going to read that. That's a long 2-page paragraph message from you. Good evening, Amina too. Thank you. I'm the great man in the studio, Chiagoy from Mushi. Now, Mushi people, they pronounce my name like that, Amina too. Okay, we go to bed empty hunger, and someone is saying we should keep praying without action. Please, that action that the GO took by going to Ojota and protesting against Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, it should still go back to that same Ojota now that we are still empty hunger. This is the right time to go to Ojota. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Welcome.
You have Mr. Beck on the line, calling you from a telephone.
All right. Welcome.
Okay. I agree that I'm meant for this. Dr.
Anasiki is here.
Dr. I agree to.
Thank you.
Let Tinubu not deceive himself. Anambra is bigger than that one when they talk. Anambra, let me ask during Buhari time. When they carry money back, so they reject the money for them. Anambra, they are very wiser than that to capture their seat. Secondly, I'm very happy that Mr. Nnamdi Kanu has gotten a judgment that the money one I calculated yesterday was 100 something million in Nigerian naira. I'm very happy for that. So I'm very, very happy for that. And then Pastor Adeboye, I've told my woman, I said, stop going to that church. When Jonathan time, they gather themselves and they protest. When this floor was not removed, somebody came out and removed it times it turned to times more than 100. And then you are telling me to come and pray. Somebody that all cause wahala for me, you say I should pray for the person. To pray for your enemy to live longer so that he can punish you. I'm out of that equation.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, in case you do give us a call back, good evening. Okay. Good evening, Amina and Dr. Peter Anasike. Nigerians should not be deceived by the ministers of God. I'll take your message. Hello?
Good evening. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is my I'm calling you.
Oh, I'm so sorry, but thankfully I picked your call.
You are coming to miss my name.
All right, like me. Welcome.
Thank you very much for the happy estate inquiry.
All right. Thank you.
I give you a blessing, Mr. Medito.
All right.
May God continue to be with him and his family.
Amen.
And on Monday, let me bring this balancing very well.
All right.
See Nigeria of today. Anybody can read up provided you read up well. Anybody from any state, from any village. But I would like to tell you one thing. If this the present pastor Adibole, the winner church pastor, the mountain of fire pastor, and the ministry from the northern states, from the south east, from the south, from north central, the leaders, the top leaders that are regional leaders, they can try to move themselves to that road and tell the Mr. President that Nigeria are suffering. It will be better. What concerns us is to continue to pray for what? Pray for what? When we are dying, when we are suffering, transport of 200 naira to 800 naira, and tell you to continue to pray. I don't know what to talk. I'm tired. I'm tired. My eyes just wiggling like as if I did to let them be possible. Let these people leave us alone. Let them, anybody can rule us. Anybody can rule us from anywhere. Paris in Nigeria. We are all Nigeria. We are all one. What is all this nonsense? Why are we talking about tribalism? This is not tribalism. What am I going to gain, guys? Do you know me? What is all this rubbish? Since I had to school years, I didn't have the kind of power. Let them leave us now. If they cannot rule us,
okay, thank you.
I'm tired.
All right. Oh, Voice of the People 90.3 FM. You're listening to the recap. Oh, wow. And I'm your host. I have here with me Dr. Anonoga that we've been doing it together all the way from 4 o'clock. We draw the curtain in about 20 minutes. Yeah, 25 minutes. To less than 25 minutes from now, we say bye-bye to you. But before then, you still have the grace to call in and drop your comments via YouTube as we stream it live on YouTube at via Voice of the People 90.3 FM live. And this from YouTube to see Yusuf says, Nigeria gradually becoming a state where anything goes. Shane, not like this, we go de. Okay. Oh, well, that's the only comment that added to all of the other previous comment I took earlier. Okay, good evening, Amina and Dr. Anonoga. Nigeria should not be deceived by the Minister of God. Religion is one of the major problems in Nigeria. They're not telling people the real thing in the church and mosque. If Nigerians should exercise their political right and powers fully well, this country will be good, and many will not be too religious because poverty will go. We don't participate in politics, but choose to disturb God that has blessed Nigeria with everything. I'm the devoted Christian, but prayer can solve all our problems. Festus from Alakpere K2. Okay, Festus. I read my message. Oh, are you serious? Pastor Adeboye is part of Nigeria's problem. He is a tribalistic person and he loves money. He campaigned against Jonathan and now keep quiet on Tinubu. Go with George and Jerry from Ikeja. I think, Jerry, I'm free now. Good evening, Amina and Dr. Anonoga, Solomon Ashika from Mushi, Pastor Adeboye, Pastor Tunde Bakari. All of them should hide their faces in shame. In fact, I've warned my wife severally to stop going to Redeemed Christian Church because she's using my hard-earned money to enrich the church and gain nothing from them. Why didn't you pray during Jonathan's regime and the killings going? Has any of them said anything? Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Welcome, sir. Your name and where are you calling from?
This is Salako calling from Igado.
Okay, welcome, Salako.
Yeah, Mr. Anonoga, I greet you for the good job you're doing.
You can listen. Yeah,
thank
the grace of God will continue to be with you. I appreciate all you do, all you say. You are saying my mind. So that's why I don't always bother to call. No.
Okay, so hit the nail on the head. We have just few minutes for you.
Okay, talking about Anambra. If it is Okachuku that we vote all the votes, then we can assume that he has won Anambra. If it is Soludo and the family that cast all the votes, they can agree that they have won Anambra. But if If it is the people in Anambra that is to vote, then let them park aside. Now, I want to talk about this. Hey, I almost lose my thought. Well, I will call back.
All right. Okay, do call back if you can. Good evening. Kindly help me ask your guest and hello?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Michael. I'm coming from Igondo, Lagos.
Okay, welcome.
Good evening to the doctor.
I can hear you. Go ahead, please.
First of all, I want to say I don't get why Nigerians are so mad about what the pastor said.
Okay.
All their offerings put together is not half of what Tinubu can donate to that church in a second. So you expect him to go against the person that would actually feed him for the next few years. The man is bound to serve his master. Personally, I would just advise people stop listening to certain people when they speak. Somebody came out sometimes said he was number 16, Buhari was number 15, a man of God, blah, 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 blah. Spent some millions, got the primary ticket. I didn't even get up to the 3 votes or so. How many million went down the way? How many Nigerians can afford that? But still, we go there, we give these people our money in the name of offering. So I don't get why we're mad. The simple thing we can do is maybe boycott the church or whatsoever. Let the man have who's paying him. But saying he shouldn't say that or he should come out and protest. If he protests today and the money goes, will you feed him? That's the truth. So I'm really not mad at him. He's just serving his boss. Loki is an APC member to me. That's why I say the wife attend the same church. I think she's a pastor there also. So I don't blame him. He's just hustling.
Thank you. All right, we just need to start doing this sharp. In about 15 minutes, I'll wrap up here. Good evening. Kindly help me ask your guests and those wagging their mouth and pass. Anyway, just because he advises us to pray, they should tell Nigerian what they want to do. If they thought prayer is not needed, they should try alternative because it's a country that you can't protest. Larry Alimosho.
Should I answer it?
Okay, in just 50 seconds, you can go
Well,
ahead.
The problem with Nigeria is physical, not spiritual. Nigeria is not having a spiritual problem. It's when you have a spiritual problem that you call on God to come and mediate or intervene. We are having a physical problem. Some people destroyed our economy. Understand me?
All right.
No country becomes successful through prayers.
Okay.
This is a physical problem that needs physical solution. There's nothing like divine solution for an economy to recover. This is a man-made problem, and it requires a man-made solution, period. So anybody telling you to fast and pray is deceiving you.
Okay, this is said, I conducted a Google search now to investigate whether Pastor Adeboye led a protest against Nigerian government during President Goodluck Jonathan. The search did not find any.
The pictures are there.
The claim your guest in the studio.
The pictures are there.
Okay, Olakunle from Egbeda. Madam Amina, please, I want to find out, will people like Wike, Akwabi, and Tinubu take part in Pastor Adeboye's prayer? If those 3 people participate in the prayer, it will not work. God does not answer prayers of people who are punishing others. Okay, Lena from... Hello? Hello? Okay, please do call back. It will not work. God does not answer prayers of people who are punishing others. Okangwe Lina from Mafaluku. Oyekachi from Makojo. Our religious leaders know exactly what they're doing. They know that any day Nigerians get a good government, they would be out of business. I mean, well done. Since Southeast have sold their body and soul to PDP, what do they gain? Blind supporters and puppet full further party blindly Southwest are progressive. Hello?
Hello, good evening, Amina.
Good evening, welcome. Hello?
Christopher,
Hello?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. I heard
Hello?
a bit. Yeah, hello.
Hello, Amina, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Chris. I'm calling from BI.
Welcome, Chris.
Please, I just want to talk about something concerning password for you or not. Can I ask you a question?
Okay, I have just 50 seconds for you. I'm drawing the curtain in about 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes now.
Okay. Do you believe that if you don't pay tax, you will not go to not make
Okay.
Do you believe that if you don't pay tithe according to the Bible, you will not make it?
Well, go ahead, please. That's the question. I'll answer that. Okay? Go ahead.
There was a time I heard that from Pastor Atiku. See all these things concerning this man of God, all this here, even myself, because of all these things, the reason why I stopped going to church. But I see that going to church is not that you are being a bad person, or this or that. Even though I don't go to church, I have the moral lifestyle that I have that God has already put inside me already. So it doesn't mean that if I don't go to church that I will not.
All right.
So I support the girls in the house. Everything he said today I listen to. I don't have anything to talk about again. I support him and I love everything.
Thank
you. I'm so happy about this program today.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Last but not least message. Nigeria is actually facing a spiritual problem. The politicians are manipulating the citizens, both physically and spiritually, especially spiritual, that are very evil and high-ranking members in the COVID. All right. Last caller for today. Hello.
Hello, Auntie.
Good evening, Uncle. Your name?
Good evening to Wise Man Elder the Brain Box Anosike.
Okay, you can hear you. Please go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Francis Obinna. I'm calling from Ijegu, the Kotu area.
Oh, welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. I've been hearing what everybody has been saying, the comments and the topic also. The prayer of a sinner is a sin and abomination unto God. Yes. Our so-called men of God in this country are worse than Corona. Yeah, they are the problem of the nation. They can't deal with their fake prophecies. How can you? Somebody is hungry. Somebody don't see food. They can't even boost of 3 square meal. And you're expecting to come and pray to God empty stomach. How can? And you'll be feeding fat? You'll be eating your 3 square meal?
All right, in about 3 seconds, okay? You want to wrap this up, please?
So that is it. And tell me that, please. They should spare us that. They should spare us. We are tired about this whole nonsense. Nobody should call anybody for prayer. Prayer doesn't answer. God doesn't answer prayer of sinners.
Good, thank you. That was punchy. God doesn't answer the prayer of sinners. Well, I mean, we would carry placard before you read my message. All right. Last message, Mr. Anosike, I disagree with the tax reform bill. I don't believe it is to benefit for all small businesses or so-called ordinary Nigerians. The supposed rich were said to pay more. Wouldn't it amount to them adding to the price of goods and services, which in turn would affect small businesses? Imagine an importer of building or sewing materials transferring costs to the goods. How would a startup buy necessary equipment to start his or her business? The tax reform bill to me wouldn't be different from the dubious result of electoral reform that was of no benefit to the larger people but the politicians. When the bill started to take effect, would come here and debate the insignificance of the bill, hardship it's brought to the people. All right, let's wait to then. Taye, you didn't put your name on where you sent it from. Okay, thank you so much for those that have contributed to the program. It was quite worth it, and I really learned a lot from you guys as well. And you have been listening to the recap on Voice of the People 90.3 FM all the way from 4 o'clock. It's about time to say bye-bye until next week. Same station, same time. I am Amina Ojalabi and Dr. Anosike here. You want to say something?
I just want to do a kind of a summary.
Okay.
While I was talking about what Enos said, Enos said that Tinubu told them to go and get Anambra for me. Understand? Which means go and capture Anambra, understand? Which is not a democracy. Understand? which is not democracy. Election in Anambra is for the people of Anambra. Anambra people should choose who they want, and not the governors going to get Anambra for him. That statement means rigging and nothing more. They want to repeat what happened in Edo, in Anambra, but it's not going to work. Understand? So on the tax reform bill, that reform bill is a very good bill, provided that it is implemented. Because the biggest problem in Nigeria is not white paper, but implementation of what is in the paper. So if it is implemented, it will go very well. For Adeboye, our problem is not spiritual, our problem is physical. And it requires physical solution. So saying go and pray, you should have prayed under Jonathan's administration, but you didn't pray, and you protested. So if you are a true man of God, you should also protest under Buhari. I mean under Tinubu. Understand? Then for what Ohaneze said, I have said everywhere in the world, it is economy that determines who wins an election. Right now, economy is bad. And whoever wants to continue with under this suffering, I wish that person what he wishes himself.
I mean, now you still have 10 minutes. Where are you running to? Are you serious right now? I am running to the TV. In case you don't know, Voice of the People TV is showing on SLTV, channel 264. So I'm running to the TV. I have other programs to attend to. Thank you so much. You withheld your name, so I'm replying you. So do have a lovely weekend. Until next week. Bye.